Hello Internet, my name is Vedrit and welcome back to my monthly development update video for the False World. Let me start off by apologizing for the lack of update videos for the past couple months. I had intended to do one back in December, mainly to notify that there wouldn't be one in January due to holiday travel plans that I had. And the reason why I didn't do one back in December is because I had procrastinated for a little bit, and when I finally got around to working on it, the hard drive that I had my Unity project on died. And I had been working since coming back from my travel plans to recover the work that I had lost. And on that note, let's go ahead and jump right in. So one of the things that I had worked on was changing how the inventory of the shared building works, or any building, so long as the inventory is shared, accessible by multiple people. So before, the inventory window would really only update when it was closed and reopened. For the most part, dragging and dropping items, that would update for other players, but moving items around was not super reliable. I wanted to improve that. And I had also found that there were some problems regarding splitting item stacks that were in a building inventory. So let me just move this over here. There we go. Alright. So in one of our clients, as we can see, we've got our 2 stacks of items here, and if we go ahead and do that to try and split the stack, we see that that's been updated on the remote clients. And it also showed that the item was being used. I do need to make some modifications so that when they release the click, the object is still marked as in use until the splitting is completed. This was a lot of work. It was a very radical change in how I handled the UI, as well as some changes to how I handled inventory. And I had also gone and made the same changes to several other inventories, including player inventory. And that is going to move us a couple steps closer towards being able to manage the player inventory server side for the sake of persistence. And some of the other things that I had worked on, actually let's grab this other client here. So this character is the guild manager, or the guild leader rather. I had gone in and made changes to how the client and server, and by extension the database, all communicate in regards to getting guild members, getting players that don't have a guild, modifying and receiving permissions. This was a lot of work. I kept running into very peculiar bugs that I could never find the cause of. I just found the solution. I just did whatever it took to fix them. So before, if you made any changes to permissions, that the client would send the entire list of all the permissions associated with that character, regardless of if that change had been undone, or if changes were made anywhere else for that character. That's no longer the case, and so now the client only sends the bare minimum of information to the server. The server, of course, will verify that permissions match up, that the person making the changes is permitted to, and so on and so forth. This will help to streamline and reduce the network activity, so if there's a lot of players on, there won't be a lot of lag time between making the permission changes and those changes being propagated out to the relevant players. And when I was trying to work on that, I came across an issue where chat history was not reliably being loaded in. So if I were to send a message, players that logged in wouldn't see that. And as you can see, there's still a bug where it's duplicating that sometimes. And I had also found that the implementation that I had done for system messages to show up in chat was not working. So if I go ahead and make some changes to this other character, as we can see, they are now receiving messages from the system for whatever's going on. I had also started working on implementing location upgrades. Currently, there really aren't any upgrades that can be done to a player-run location, and under the system that I would like to do, locations can only get so large before they need to be upgraded to grow any larger. And for that purpose, I started putting in checks for when you're placing down new tiles, such as expansions or walls, that will check with the central tile to see if it will accommodate more tiles. And I think I mentioned previously that I had encountered a bug when trying to harvest resources from these rocks. A while back I had made changes to the type IDs for various resources, and it would seem that that had broken gathering resources from rocks. That has since been fixed, and as you can see, everything matches up just fine. And the tree harvesting, of course, also works. So that just about does it for this update. It's short and sweet. So, until next time, be good.